Now, I don't know what exactly is in the water. Like that's either the air or the water, because that's the only explanation for the amount of crazy that's going on. Like, don't play with me. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. Don't play. Like I said, I don't know what's in our water supply. I don't know what's floating around in the air besides COVID, but it's affecting it's affecting people's brains at this point. The crazy is everywhere. I don't know if an alien civilization is doing experimentation on our asses. But I just want to say to them, you didn't have to do that. You didn't have to put nothing in our water, in our air. You didn't have to put nothing in our food. You didn't have to just abduct who you need to abduct and do your experiments on them. Like, why do we all have to suffer? But honestly, I'm not going to blame the aliens for something that humanity has been going through for a long time. But something that has been, I don't know, it's just, for me, I've been seeing a rise in the frequency of the amount of silliness that's going on, you know, on these airplanes. I just be feeling so bad for these flight attendants and whoever else is pilots that have to tolerate these passengers on these planes. Now, somebody who was doing absolutely no tolerating on, well, actually he did tolerate it for a second. You will definitely see what I'm saying. But somebody who at the end of it did no tolerating when it comes to, you know, these crazy people on the plane is Mike Tyson. Now, when this was first reported that he pummeled somebody on the plane, I don't know. The way the headlines were looking was almost like, oh, Mike Tyson out of nowhere just randomly hopped up and punched somebody in the face or some shit like that repeatedly. But then when you do your research, that's what you got to do. When you look and see it, when more news came out, this is what this man was just heckling his ass. I don't know what he was saying. He was all up in Mike Tyson's face. I don't know what this man was saying. Okay, I guess not in his face, but behind him, they were saying that this man was completely just like drunk as hell, inebriated, whatever, off some shit. I want to say that he might have like tossed something at Mike. I'm not sure though. That's the one thing I'm not sure about. But after a while, Mike Tyson got up and did this. And it's just like, there is not enough liquor. I don't care what you like to do, take whatever. There's not enough substance on this planet for me to think that, oh yeah, let me go out of my way to harass Mike fucking Tyson. Like, you look so stupid. You looked even stupider after all them cuts and bruises landed their ass out on your face. I don't know what's going on. Like I said, if I was a flight attendant or some shit like that, you think I'm breaking that shit up? I'm waiting until Mike Tyson done what he need to do. Imagine thinking that you big and bad enough to break that shit up. Y'all got it. Mike got it. When he's done, then we can have a conversation. But y'all acting crazy on these planes. But sometimes people pick the right one, or I guess the wrong one, when you really think about it, to mess with. And I think this was definitely one of those cases. I don't know, better luck next time. So Megan sat down with Gayle King and for the first time did an interview touching on, like I call him, y'all already know, Stonehenge teeth. Like I said in the description box, she did an interview talking about cinder block teeth. But this specific part of the interview was so difficult for me to watch. I'll put it up. Hopefully I won't get no copyright shit, but it was so difficult to watch.
I never put my hands on anybody. I never raised my voice too loud. Like, this was one of them times where it was like, it shouldn't have got this crazy.
It shouldn't have escalated to
right.
the way that it did.
So I get out the car and it's like everything happens so fast. And all I hear is this man screaming, he said, dance bitch. And he started shooting. And I'm just like, oh my God. Like, he shot a couple of times. Mm-hmm. And I
so
was
is
so
he
scared.
in the car shooting from the car, Megan?
He is standing up over the window, shooting.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't even want to move. I didn't want to move too quick, like, because I'm like, oh my God, if I take the wrong step, I don't know if he can shoot something that's like super important. I don't know if he could shoot me and kill me. Like,
I just feel like if people have already shown themselves to be dedicated, to be committed to believing whatever Infinity Stone Teeth himself has said, and it doesn't matter what comes, it doesn't matter what Megan says, it doesn't matter the fact that you can see the trauma written all over her fucking face, it doesn't matter the medical records, it doesn't matter what comes up in court, it doesn't matter if there was a fucking video of the shit, it doesn't matter if there's witnesses, it doesn't matter, it doesn't fucking matter. If they are committed to believing Infinity Gauntlet, you see what I'm saying? If they are committed to believing marble countertop built teeth, built ass motherfucker, that motherfucker over there, then it don't matter what Megan say, they're going to continue to drag the shit out of her. And that's why I said that, like, in the thumbnail, like, y'all doing too much. Y'all doing too much. Like, I can't imagine having gone through that shit and then getting online or going anywhere and they're gaslighting you, acting like this shit didn't happen. Even though Tory Lanez is the one, like I said, remember I was talking about this before, like, if I'm claiming to be innocent, I'm gonna behave myself. I'm gonna behave myself and sit my ass down. I'm gonna wait for all the facts to come out in court and trial, whatever trials in September, I think, or something like that. I'm gonna wait, I'm gonna sit, shut up, and wait for all the facts to come out, and that's it. I'm not gonna break restraining orders twice, or whatever the fuck, orders twice. Get on here. Megan said, because of course they over here dragging the shit out of her. I knew that would be the case. I'm sure she did too, but like, they're criticizing her. Oh my gosh, she over here talking. Tory ass can't talk, blah, 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 blah. So she said, so a man can shoot me, chop up horse legs in music videos to taunt me, pay blogs to spread false information from what's happening in court, record studio albums, and make diss tracks. But when I talked to Gayle King, that's the last straw. She said, fuck y'all. And that's it. So yeah, at the end of the day, what I'm really waiting on is not another interview, is not to hear, you know, Mentos teeth over there say anything either. You know, I'm just waiting on that trial, and I'm waiting for justice to be, and it's just wild that this man could traumatize people, could traumatize somebody for life, and they can just walk around like, they can just walk around. They can just walk around. And she gonna have to be dealing with that shit for the rest of her life, on top of all the other trauma that she has faced in my opinion, her short time on this earth. Like, and he chopping up horse legs in music videos. It's like, wow. Megan was saying that he was over there talking about, oh girl, you know, I'll pay y'all $1 million if you just don't tell nobody, blah, 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 blah. So it's like, wow, you really get to walk around. You really get to walk around. You get to gaslight. You get to act like she's fucking lying. And she got to deal with this trauma for the rest of her fucking life. Like, get me out of here. So I saw this, and honestly, you would think that this would be a bigger news story. And I guess it kind of was, but compared to some of the other things, I don't know. I would expect this shit to be all over the place. But, Wynne Allen Bruce, he was a climate activist, and he died after setting himself on fire outside of the United States Supreme Court. He was obviously protesting this country's lack of action when it comes to climate change, their complicity. Of course, profits come before the atmosphere of this fucking planet. Profits come before the ecosystem of this planet. He obviously was someone who dedicated his life to try and change this shit, but he's I guess he said he's gonna leave a lasting message, and that's one way to do it. God damn. You know, his last Facebook post said, from March 28th, says, "This is not humor, it is all about breathing." Another post said, "Clean air matters." So I wanted to read this from the Denver Post. It says, the US Supreme Court had heard arguments in late February on an important environmental case that could restrict or even eliminate the Environmental Protection Agency's authority to control pollution. So yeah, I just see this from, of course, many different perspectives. On one hand, I'm like, damn, that's crazy. On one hand, I'm like, just that, like and that's my main hand, that's my right hand. That's my hand, like, damn, that's crazy. Damn, that's crazy. Like, that's crazy. Setting yourself on fire? I'm just not doing that. I'm not doing that, bitch. And I'm telling you right now, I will beat Melisandre's ass if she come here talking about the Lord of Light and Fire and Flames and shit. Bitch, we're squaring up, ho. We're squaring up. I'm beating Melisandre's ass. So I'm not doing that shit. But on the other hand, it's like, okay, so if we don't do anything about climate change, we gonna burn up just like that. We gonna burn up just like he did. You know, so it's almost like, okay, that's the one thing. The second thing is like, there's such thing as hunger strikes and all type of shit. So, you know, protest does take interesting paths sometimes. I forget though, I read somewhere in the article saying that, I forget who it was, someone, I don't know if it's close to him or knew him, but they were like, yeah, okay, we understood that he was passionate, but they were also like, I hope this does not mobilize young people to do things like that. I don't know. It was just like but I don't know. I don't even know how to even talk about this topic, because it's like, he's right, but goddamn, like, that's how I feel about it. Like, damn, you right, like, and to do that shit on the steps of the Supreme Court, like, that is like, wow. You know, he was airlifted to a hospital and he died at a hospital. It's just like, but for me, I'm just like, okay, girl, if I'm gonna do some shit like that, which like I said, I'm not doing that shit. Obviously, like, girl, I'm not doing that. But if I'm gonna do that shit, it's given very much like it has to be like Drogon levels of heat, bitch. Like, I need to evaporate as soon, like, bitch, you not airlifting me to a hospital and then I die in the hospital, bitch. I'm finna die right there, girl. Like, are you, what? I want that shit to just into ashes immediately. I'm not getting 10th degree, 15th degree burns and then y'all take me to a hospital and then no God. It's giving very much immediate. For me, I don't know if that means I need to see a therapist. No, but you know what I mean? Like, damn, imagine doing all that shit and you still did, like, you still are aware of everything and then they take your ass to a goddamn hospital. No God. So I thought that was wild. And lastly, because, girl, like I said, I don't know what is in the air, but it's a lot of crazy going on. And I'm just like, what is this? What is this country and this planet gonna look like in 5 years, 10 years? Like, anyway, look at this. Elon Musk is apparently all set to buy Twitter. He's going to purchase Twitter at $44 or $45 billion. BuzzFeed said this: Twitter users have responded to Musk's acquisition in predictably polarized ways. While the billionaire's fanboys are predictably thrilled that the service will now be owned by a tech bro who believes everyone should always be allowed to say whatever they want, others are concerned that his purchase signals the death knell for the company's attempts to police the hate speech, trolling, and doxing that has long plagued the service and has invariably been directed at its most vulnerable users. And that's just one aspect of it. And for me, I'm just like, damn, don't y'all got anything else? I don't want. We already got crazy ass tech bros owning, from Facebook to, you know what I mean? We already got crazy ass tech bros like owning these sites and peddling misinformation if it gives them profit. Like, we already got that. Like, bitch, why did Elon have to join the Brotherhood of Evil? Like, why did he have to do this shit? Like, I mean, he already was a part of it, but I guess the social media Brotherhood of Evil. Like, why? And for me, I'm just like, damn, y'all don't got nothing else to do. I guess y'all doing it. Billionaires doing a bunch of shit I'm sure that we don't even fucking know about. But it's like, damn, y'all don't not. This man playing on Twitter. He literally put aside $45 billion to play on Twitter. $44 billion to play on Twitter. Like, girl, if y'all don't find another use for that fucking coin, that's why y'all don't need that shit. Y'all don't need that shit. Imagine, bitch. And I know, I can only imagine, especially with the way that some of these like tech bros and billionaires' egos are so fucking fragile, I can only imagine that maybe somebody said something about him, or people saying shit about him that he don't like. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna come and correct this shit. Of course, conservatives are excited. I even seen that Bring Back Trump was trending because this news dropped. Obviously because Trump's Twitter account had been permanently suspended, whatever. So they talk about Bring Trump back or Bring Back Trump, whatever. And for me, like I said, social media already got so many fucking issues and problems, and you know, and the fact that like everything else in this fucking country, it's going to be it's just gonna turn into a monopolized, you know, like I guess all we can do is just wait and see what happens and go from there. That's all we can do. That's literally the only choice that we have. Anyway, but the other choice that we have is to drag their asses whenever they do something stupid. So, I mean, and they hate that shit, I guess. Because instead of taking their ass to vacation or purchasing some island, like this bitch, they gonna purchase Twitter. Like, oh my God. Y'all don't deserve the coin that y'all got, and y'all don't need it. That's all I gotta say. On that note, I love y'all so much. Make sure that you check out my Patreon. All my content and stuff is in my description box. I love y'all so much. And make sure that you have a good goddamn evening.
I wanna take a bite of this. I always got the nigga begging for just one kiss. I know your nigga wanna take a bite of this. I always got the nigga begging for just one